Hello and welcome to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I am seated next to my co-host, Mr. Matt Rhodes.
Hello. We are on take two. Anyone who's listened to us for a while knows that we do not do retakes on our podcast. We just roll with it, errors and everything, phones going off, whatever happens. But we did have to stop. I was in the middle of talking through this.
I reacted.
Today's topic, and a bobcat ran out in front of our house. So it got Jen's attention, and it was necessary to stop and record.
Sometimes easy to do, but nature is amazing.
Yes.
In all of her glory. So now you've learned something fun about me. I'm easily distracted at the zoo.
Yes. Today's topic is now is the perfect time because we are in July.
And my favorite.
Yeah. But before you go through the fitness industry trends by month, July is when Jen gets to July. This is when the fitness industry slows way down because everyone's into the summer. But what we're going to communicate to you today is if you're listening and you're thinking about getting started, now is actually the perfect time. So let's jump into it.
I shared this topic with my general manager, and she's like, I love attacking a goal in July.
Yeah.
Because, well, number one, the gym's quiet. So you can just you get the whole thing to yourself.
But this is for the entire fitness industry.
100%.
This is for anything. This is for our online coaching, the gyms. This is what we generally see.
Should we get started?
Yes.
Now is the perfect time.
Yes. To get started.
So we've been in the fitness industry a long time. What we've noticed, January, obviously, we get very busy with New Year's resolutions. Maybe you ate like 5 pounds of cheese in the month of December, and January, that's just what we do. That's what we talk about.
Not everyone eats 5 pounds of cheese.
I don't need your judgment. I like cheese.
New Year's resolution rush. Yes.
We start those resolutions. By March, people get ready to put on their spring break clothes and nothing fits. So we have a nice spike in the industry. I have a ton of clients that come on in January, a ton of clients that come on in March. May, it starts to slow down a little bit in the industry just due to school ending. And think about everything you may have just done with your kids. Like May is never ending with one more thing. Graduation, all of that. So we see a small wane. June, we see another huge spike. June's typically one of our bigger months, similar to January, because everyone is trying to get ready for summer yesterday because they stopped in May. And then typically from July till I'd say mid-September, early October, it's just pretty quiet. Yep. It's pretty quiet. And we see this all the time, either in our online business, but also in our brick and mortar gyms. You may also notice, like if you're at the gym, like it's a little quiet other than the college kids in the middle of the day. Yep. So you may be thinking, okay, well, everyone else takes off in July. So if everyone else does, there's no way I should buck the trend. I'm not special. But I'm here to disagree 100%. And we're going to get into the finite details. We're going to walk through today why right now, in the middle of my birth month, July, yes, I get a month, now is the perfect time to start. Yeah, while you're going to the lake. Yes, where you may have a last-minute vacation. Yes, when there's baseball tournaments. This is the perfect time to start getting after it. So stick with us here. I'm going to keep alluding to why July is just so fucking magical. But if you're a busy person trying to keep up with everything going on right now in your life, now is the perfect time.
Yeah. So you explained the fitness industry. And first, I want to say the fitness industry is broke. We in the fitness industry have had a really hard time overruling all the other industries that get people's attention that may not be good for their health. And the fitness industry has not succeeded in that area. And to counter that, some in the fitness industry do different things. Maybe they're going just after money, or they're trying to cut through the clutter. I don't know what it is, but they've sold fad diets, maybe fad workout programs to break through. And it works for a short time. But the problem is it kills the industry. The reason it kills the industry is it sets people up for failure, is what it does. Once someone's failed a couple times, in a fitness journey, they lose faith in themselves, and they lose belief in themselves, and they think it's them that is the problem, that they just can't get this done. And that's where we're at right now in this fitness industry. We see this every day. One of our standard questions is, what have you tried in the past? And people list off so many things because fitness industry tried to break through and do different things, and it just has not worked in a lot of instances. But before we jump into why July right now is the perfect time to get started, I want to reflect a little bit back on when things really started to change for me, because I know many of you have heard some of this before, but the timing of this correlates so well with when things may not seem like it's the right time because it's July, because other people are taking off. So it's worth touching on briefly. When COVID hit, I had been in the fitness industry for a long time, but I rode that same roller coaster that all of you have ridden. I was a participant on it just like you. The ups and downs, the losing a little bit of weight only to gain it back. I just couldn't give up. When I failed 2 or 3 times and my belief in myself was lower, because I got in great shape and then it all went backwards. I got in great shape. I just couldn't give up on it. I knew I was missing something. I just kept getting on that train and off that train, just like many of you have done before as well. Much like we just described in the fitness industry, in the seasons that the fitness industry goes through. I was on that same trend for me personally. I tried to lose 20 pounds multiple times, and I did, gained it back, but I never really said, hey, I needed a 6-pack. And I think it came from, that seems so far outside of my realm, because I couldn't keep the 20 pounds off for a year. I'd take it off and then it would slowly creep back. So I just didn't think I had the ability to do that.
I think you also associate it with it being a really, really hard journey too. So you avoided it.
Well, it was hard because I went at it the hard way. And when I got close and I put it back on, I was like, man, this is so hard. And I'd failed so many times at getting into shape, or getting healthy. I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but I've done it too. See, that was my problem. And that's the problem many of you probably have listening as well. Those same similar problems of trying to get healthy, trying to lose 20 pounds. During that time that I said COVID, everyone was sitting around drinking and ordering from their local restaurants to support them during COVID, ordering the takeout and drinking. And I was doing the same thing. And I mean, it was the trend. That's what you did. Yeah. You sat around and had some drinks and ordered takeout to support your local community.
And watched Tiger King.
Holy shit, I forgot about that. That was terrible. So,
sorry.
One day I woke up and I just said, I'm sick of fitting in. I'm sick of fitting into this trend. I'm sick of doing what everyone else is doing. And I remember back when I was little, I knew there was something different about me. And I say now, I mean, I think there was something special, but I know now it's not that. I think a lot of people say these things. I mean, I remember playing baseball and being a young kid, being a left-handed pitcher, and had this wicked natural curveball that no one could hit. And I thought, man, I'm special. I can do something special. And then getting into high school and doing the things I did into high school, into college, I always just said, I'm not going to fit in with the pack if I want to get to where I want to be. Yet that's where I went. I fit all the industry norms for fitness and everything else. Some of you may have had those same thoughts as a young person as well. You may be having them right now saying, this is weird. This is not what I signed up for. And what benefited for me, I woke up this one morning, a few things happened to cause this, and I had some messaging that hit me. And that messaging was the exact moment it got me. Something like, hey, if you want to lose 20 pounds and live the American dream, this isn't for you. It's like, fuck, that's me. Like, I don't want to lose 20 pounds. I don't want to live the American dream. I want to be in the 1%er. And it just kind of hit me. And then the next thing was, if you're afraid to admit what you want or what you deserve, this isn't for you either. I was like, all right, whatever this is, I got to get in on this because this is exactly what I want. I am afraid to admit what I want. I'm afraid to admit those things, and I need this help. And that messaging just hit me. It spoke to my unconscious of what I needed. And that's what we try and do here. We try and speak to the person who says, I don't want to be average. I don't want to be mediocre. I want to be that 1%. That's what we're trying to speak to. Right then, it changed my identity. Just because everyone else was sitting around and doing those things, I needed to do the opposite. The timing was terrible. It was so easy to sit back and not do the right things. But the timing for me was perfect. There's a good chance that some of you are sitting here saying this is July. The timing's bad to get started. I could have said the same thing during COVID. There's a good chance you're thinking about wanting to, on the other side of your brain, wanting to break the trends. Wanting to get away from what you've been doing. Wanting to get away from what society tells you. Wanting to be the real person that you knew a long time ago that you could be. That real person that you know you could be.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember.
There was a lot to unpackage there.
No, I remember the day you received that messaging, and there was a spark. There was a spark that was lit in you that I hadn't seen in a few years. So I can actually remember that day. Yeah.
Again, timing was perfect.
Good time. Good
timing
times.
was terrible. Timing was perfect.
Timing was terrible, and I'm so glad it got you.
Yeah.
You know, because our path would be completely different had it not. Matt zigged when everyone else was zagging. It was safe to zag. It was safe to post funny memes about drinking all day on Facebook, because that's what we were doing. He chose to go against the pack. And it's time for you to break free of that. But no matter where you're at, it really is a perfect time to start. But here's why. You are probably overcommitted and overscheduled. Same. We're all human. So how would you even wrap your head around putting all of these new habits in place, this new lifestyle? I don't have time to do that. I live at the lake. You probably have a vacation coming up with the kids. You probably want to eat ice cream and just kind of not care about anything on that vacation. You know that you want to step off the wagon on that vacation. And you might also be thinking, I'm just going to enjoy this summer and do all of this in the fall when the kids get back in school, when things slow down.
Perfect. I think on one side of a lot of people's brain, they're saying, this is not me. I should be doing more. I know I can do more. But on the other side, they're saying all the things you just said.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
I'll get after it once things calm down.
It's a rope they're pulling.
It's a wicked tug of war.
Yes.
Tug of war is the word.
Yep.
In your opinion, do things ever slow down? When things slow down.
No, because
I've stopped saying it.
Well, unfortunately, people have been saying this for 5 years, 10 years. How long have you been saying when things slow down, I'm going to get after this goal?
Once I get this baby weight off, well.
Yeah, and this message isn't about whatever time of year it is, it's the right time. This message is really about July is a great time.
It really is a great time.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Any of the excuses I just mentioned, any of the excuses that Matt had are valid. They're very valid. We're going to let you own them. It's all good. But there's never going to be a perfect time, ever. There will never be a perfect scenario, a perfect environment. But I will say this time of year specifically does offer some really good opportunities. It's because, and this is what I love about beginning to work with clients in July, is to open their eyes for everything they think they're going to have to give up to start. Let's start with cookouts alone. This is my favorite. Jen, what's your favorite meal? Cookouts or breakfast, or snacks. I love taking people through a cookout. I can have that. I can do that. I love barbecue. I love to grill. Okay, well, what were you thinking you were going to have to eat to get a body of your dreams? Because we cook out like what, 4 nights a week?
Yep.
I have chips and salsa pretty much on the regular. I know you're like, please stop hating chips and salsa so much. We go to cookouts. We know what we're going to do if we're going to a family event tomorrow. I know exactly what I'm going to eat. But you have so many opportunities in the summer to avoid fast food because we can be outside and be more social. So yeah, you're busy. And fast food might seem like a good option for you in July, but at the Phoenix Method, at the core, we're going to teach people how to live their life reasonably, still be satisfied, and hit their goal.
I would also say because in the summer, you're going to be moving a lot more than you would in the winter.
Lots of hydration.
So you're going to be drinking a lot more water. You're going to be moving around a lot more. You're going to get an active calorie deficit. It just happens in the summer. Whether you're out mowing your lawn or whether you're out walking, whatever you're doing, you have an easier opportunity to get an active calorie deficit, which is key, than any other time of year because it's natural. You're out doing those things. And that vacation that you mentioned that you want to fall off the wagon, that's great. That is an excellent time to step back, still do some small workouts while you're there. I didn't used to do that. Now, every time I'm out there, I go and get it. I don't crush it, but I get my small workout in. But here's the key. It's not always about nutrition, workouts, and steps. It's also about de-stressing.
Yes.
Stress, guys, will add 5 pounds to you. If you take that needed time on that vacation and you don't go crazy, you enjoy yourself, you still have the vacation, that stress will help counteract, that de-stress will help counteract some of that weight that you might have gained through the food or lack of activity. So just because you're taking a vacation does not mean you can't get started because we can work on the stress, which is 5 pounds right there.
Yeah. I think the main point of today's topic is you can always find excuses and you can always find a time delay. And you probably have. I only really broke down a few pieces of July and why July is such a great time because I wanted to just kind of get thinking about it. What does your July look like? Right? And if you want to dive into why this time of year is the absolute best season to start and could be the beginning of the body you've always dreamed of, I want you to shoot us a DM. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you liked it, share it, give us a 5-star review, tag us in your Insta stories, chase a bobcat down your neighborhood, and if anything, we'll catch you guys next time, y'all.